Greetings, Judah. DFG at Gideon's Flight. Hey guys, there's those times when someone comes back and warns you or reminds you that you were warned about something. I hate to say that I told you so. You ever heard that before? That old saying, you know what I'm saying? I hate to tell you, but I told you so. That's what this quick message is going to be about. You follow me? That this is something that I forewarned us about just recently, about how the so-called black clergy, when they reopened these churches, that if they were going to go to the black pastors, the black clergy, doesn't matter what religion, but to the black clergy, and they were going to use the black clergy as puppet masters to lead Yah's people who are still in darkness, still blinded by religion, still under the subduction of religion, right off to the path. Yeshua warned us. He said, if the blind lead the blind, they both should fall into the ditch. And that they will use these black pastors as their weapons, that their tools to lead our people into making a decision that to this day they have not shown us proven data that we are the primary victims of this plague, that Yah has used them to create and bring upon the lands throughout the planet. That they would be taken apart of this filthy lucre. For you don't know your book, lucre is another word for money. And filthy lucre is when people take money under the table to connive, to cheat, to rob, to steal, and in many cases, to kill, to enrich themselves. And we talked about this not long ago, that when they opened these churches, that they would use these Judas Iscariots among us, as Luke 22:48 shared with us in our book, to portray the people of Elohim. And guess what? It's happening. I'm going to share with you a quick 3-minute video from the National Broadcast Radio, National Program Radio, NPR, National Public Radio, from NPR, National Public Radio. 3-minute clip. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you, a little bit more insight, and then I'm going to shut down this message so you can get on with what you need to be getting on today. But you need to understand, my sisters and brothers, that we have always been the target of the enemy. And but the most unfortunate thing in us being targeted, that has always been someone from the inside they use to take us down. Whether you're talking about Judas and the Black Messiah with Fred Hampton's story, whether you're talking about the fellow who took down Malcolm, the fellas with S that took down King, and we can go on, on and on. Always someone on the inside. And in this case, your clergymen, the people that many of you trust with your soul, these men who are called by Yah, according to what they tell you. But Yah said, my sheep hear my voice, and a strange voice they will not follow. So how is the heathens and the Gentiles, which we know are strangers, they're not us, why are your so-called leaders, your so-called clergy, letting the stranger lead them if they were called of Yah? When Yah said, again, my sheep hear my voice, and they do not follow stranger. A strange voice they will not follow, which means a strange voice is the voice of the strangers. So why would if your clergy was called of Yah, as they lied to you and told you they were, then why are they following the stranger and leading you down a path that they have, again, no data? Everything you ask for data, y'all just dying disproportionately because y'all, we always were the sickest among people because we're the poorest among the people. If you don't have good food to eat, good clean water to drink, clean, safe homes to safe communities, of Of course you're going to die prematurely, proportionally. Of course you're going to. But that's the lie. That's the only data they can give you is y'all are the sickest among the people. And again, with these devils among us, some of us are swallowing this old thing, as they say, hook, line, and sinker. But let me share this with you. And we'll go. So listen up carefully, okay?
COVID-19 vaccine sign-up rates for African Americans are below that of other groups, and that includes in the predominantly Black North St. Louis County. The low rates are related to access, healthcare equity, and vaccine hesitancy. In St. Louis and elsewhere around the country, Black clergy are taking the lead to encourage their communities to get the vaccine. St. Louis Public Radio's Andrea Henderson reports.
The St. Louis County Executive has specifically asked Bishop Lawrence Wooten of Williams Temple Church of God in Christ to spearhead the vaccine campaign. He's focusing on clergy in predominantly Black North St. Louis County.
We have the highest death rate from coronavirus.
Lie. Already lying.
The Black community.
Already lying. People are dying because they're sick. Of heart disease, cancer, liver disease, diabetes, etc.
Who are urging their congregants doing both in-person and virtual church services to get the vaccine, because African Americans are pre-registering at lower numbers. In most of St. Louis County, about 20% of residents are pre-registered through the health department.
So is the issue us dying disproportionately, or is the issue us registering a lot less than anybody else? And they need us to be out front. They need us to be taking it. Because after all, they know the blood type of Judah. Or they know. We've been given blood since one of us was born. They know what your blood type when you're still in your mother's womb. So is this about, us dying disproportionately? Or is this about us having, for once, as a nation of people, us recognizing, oh no, we're not going down that road again. Been there, done that. Just thought I'd throw that in. Okay, let's go on.
But in North St. Louis County, where many Black people live, it's under 9%.
So we are most vulnerable, and that's why we need it the most.
Wooten is trying to change that. He's working with county health officials to get residents equitable vaccine distribution, and he is working with pastors to make their churches vaccination sites. Wooten has been vaccinating himself, but he's concerned that since many pastors can't get their own appointments, they may not be talking to their own congregations about getting signed up.
A pastor is a person that is looked up to in the congregation. If they can get registered and they're leaders in the community, they can influence others to follow suit.
One of those pastors Wooten's working with is Reverend Roger Burton. He's senior pastor of New Northside Missionary Baptist Church. Burton makes a point of talking about the vaccination with congregants at every opportunity.
Okay, you're sharing.
Can you see that? Okay, all right, hey, fantastic.
He's done a special PowerPoint presentation during Bible study that included information about the Black doctors and researchers who helped develop the COVID-19 vaccine.
We had a big hand in developing the treatment. The person who's on the
lying their asses off. You have no big hand in development unless you work with Johnson & Johnson and all these other big pharma, organizations. They're lying their asses off.
People prepared so they understand and, just get in their mind.
Burton says he's seeing some positive effects from the vaccine messaging. A number of his members have already pre-registered for the vaccine, and some have already gotten it. But he wants to do even more.
My biggest concern is that people will drag their feet in getting it. And for me, it's very crystal clear. It's life or death. We've had people die.
One of the church members Burton influenced to take the shot was Juliet Hughes. She was hesitant.
I'm one of those people with conspiracy theories in my head at first, because we all go back to the Tuskegee experiment and other things throughout history.
Hughes' church encouraged her to talk to local doctors to gain clarity about the vaccine, and that helped her conquer her fears. In fact, she broadcast her own vaccination on Facebook Live.
Hello. All right, are you going to get the vaccine? Okay. All right, I just need your ID.
And now, Hughes even helps host conversations on her congregation's Facebook.
I think that's enough information right there. Biden incentivized these people. He said he was going to have a big program talking about Satan, Biden. incentivized these people $1.5 billion to promote this. And I can assure you, my sisters and brothers, that promotion was directed disproportionately as far as that money to your black clergy. Filthy lucre. You heard me mention that a moment ago. And they used Judah to take down Judah, just as we saw in Luke 22 and 48. And let me give you that story real quick, okay? Praise Yah. Now, look, I'm going to read this to you, then I got something else, something else, then I'm going to be done. Praise Yah. Hallelujah. Okay. Luke 22, verse 48. Check this out. I'm going to start at verse 47. And while yet he spoke, talking about Yeshua, behold, a multitude. See, that's your congregations. And he that was called Judah, one of the 12, went before them and drew near unto Yeshua to kiss him. But Yeshua said unto him, Judah, betray you the son of Adam with a kiss? Now let me share something with you. Again, it took one of our own to take down a leader or take down the messenger, the Messiah of our people. It took one of our kind to do it. It's an old story being repeated again right now. But let me tell you something why the cipher book is so important. You notice it does not call him Judas. It called him Judah, which Judas is short for Judah. But it called him Judah, one of the 12 tribes. Because it is Judah who always betray Judah to the stranger, to the enemy. A wolf in sheep's clothing. When Yeshua says a wolf in sheep's clothing in terms of our people, that's exactly who he's talking about. Those who allow the strangers to tell them to do things that Yah never told us to do. That is not written in the book. If Yah wanted us all to take some type of mark, some type of inoculation, don't you think it would have been written here that there would be an inoculation sitting out there and the people would take that inoculation and that inoculation would cause the plague to pass by them and would not affect them? Wouldn't that be written in the book? That's not important. Everything else is written in the book. Why wouldn't y'all have put that in the book? That's what I'm asking you. Because it never was intended to be in the book. Then again, is it in the book? Let's go to Revelations. Chapter 13. Verse 7. And it was given to him, talking about the enemy of the people of Yah, to make war with the saints, or the believers, and to overcome all the saints. And power was given him over all the kindreds, which is the tribes and the nations, and that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose name was not written in the cipher of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have a ear, let him hear. He that leads the captivity will go into captivity. And he must be killed with the sword. There is the patience and the belief of the saints. What he's simply saying, you're supposed to hold out. You're not supposed to go along. That's where your patience come into play. Because if you don't, this is what's going to happen. Satan has given power, Satan, Biden, has given power to all these organizations and these preachers to $1 billion, and this is the objective. He gave them the power or life to the beast and the image that he should speak and cause as many that will listen to him should be killed. And he caused them all, both great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark in their right hands. And that no man might buy or sell except he take the mark that was issued by the beast to his administration, or it says the number of his name. Administration fits very well right there. Here's the wisdom. Let him have understanding and to understand what this beast is up to. And you need to hold. You need to hold your ground. You need to resist, even if it means unto death. And yes, they're going to come after your job. They're not going to let you travel. They're not going to let you get resources. They're going to do all those things. But again, as you heard me read, that's where your patience is going to come into play. But brothers and sisters, if you don't have the Rahuk in you, and you're not ready, you're not studying, you're not where you need to be in the Word, you don't have teachers, you're not sharing the Word, you are going to be doomed. And they're going to use Judah to take you down. As they're doing right now. That's why y'all say, come out of them filthy synagogues. Where these devils at, those dungeons of hell. You better listen before it's too late. DFG,